Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Aqua babies. I feel like it's such a different day to typically do a reading for you. But here we are. I've worked my way around and it's your turn, Aqua baby. So, I'm having a lot of fun with the kind of readings I've been doing lately. I don't know if I'll ever stop because I'm getting into some really juicy information. So, I'm going to do the same for you. I'm going into my archetype deck. And I'm going to pull out a card for you and a card for someone outside of you. I'm just going to say it at this point. It's like another person. I don't know who this person is, how they're in your life, what they are, but it's a message that you need to hear about them. And then we're going to pull out shadow attribute cards. So what is something you're going to be cautious about, maybe how you're acting or behaving or something that you're thinking, or what might be even the catalyst to your light attribute. You know, there's different ways it comes through, as well as this person's shadow attribute. So, yeah, it's getting really interesting, the messages that are coming through. And then I'm going to pull out, I'm using the Millennium Thoth deck to further expand on the messages that come through. And then I will use my Moonology deck to kind of see, well, what's going on? What do you really need to know about this? What's the purpose of knowing the information that has already been shared? So let's see. There is an extended at the end of this as well. The link is at the top of the description if you are drawn to it. And in the extended, I continue to pull out more information about where energy continues to go and guidance for you moving forward. So Aquarius, light attribute of Aquarius, the light attribute of Aquarius, and energy, a person outside of them. Light attribute of Aquarius, outside of them. You have child divine. Innocence, purity, and redemption suggests a special connection with the divine. So cute. Guys, it's kind of like I'm getting like a lot of the springtime energy coming through the channel with you all. It's really sweet. Kind of like taking your first steps. This is innocence, purity, and redemption. It is like a rebirth. It's sort of like a rebirth energy. And here I am. Yay! Feels like that. So what is outside of you? Visionary, the light attribute of this visionary. Capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. Well, that's interesting. That's very benevolent. It's kind of funny. We'll see what the shadow attribute is. Because Capricorn had sort of a benevolent energy, and then went, wait a second. Wait just a pick a minute here. I don't know if they're always benevolent. So let's see where this goes. Now we're going to look at shadow. Okay, what's your shadow? It's just jumping out at me here. The Knight. But we're looking at shadow. I'm asking for shadow. Allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle. Romantic delusions. So maybe you're delusional about somebody. Oh gosh, I wonder, these shadow attributes are really, because what's going on over here? What's going on over here? Oh my goodness. Someone can be destructive, or you could be destructive, because you have an allegiance to something destructive. And look at, you're also showing up as innocent and pure. I'm telling you, these light and shadow attribute, okay, yeah, they're interesting. What the heck? You got the card. Okay, wait a second. Okay, what is this? This is just freaking me out, because this is the card that came out in Capricorn. And I just said they showed up as benevolent, but then there was something else. It was not so benevolent. But now this is the shadow attribute. Excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint. I just need a minute here because... Okay. This is the bottom. Oh, you have father. This was at the bottom for someone else's. I shuffle this deck a lot. This is so interesting. Okay, this kind of came, so you have the father card at the bottom. I think this is really a keen opportunity for people to take stock of who they're interacting with. Are they benevolent or malevolent? And I'm only saying because this is a message that's kind of coming through, that came through with Capricorn, and it came through really strongly in their extended. That somebody doesn't have the best intention, or at least not in terms of perhaps what your path is. Whereas somebody else does have a better intention, of at least in terms of what your path is in alignment to be. Because what people do can be really, our perception of what is good or bad is really quite open. Although the person in Capricorn, it says that like might be abusing like animals and people. So I don't know. But here I'm inclined to look at what I looked at, light and shadow for underline. Okay, so you could be dealing with a figure who has a talent for creating and supporting life, positive guardian light within a tribal unit. And then here we have the shadow, dictatorial control, abuse of authority. And then you have the shadow that came out on this side, excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint. I'm almost inclined to believe that you're dealing with two people. There's two people showing up here. There's two people showing up in yours. One of them is this, and one of them is the shadow of that. And what it feels like is you're dealing with, I know I'm barely touching on you. I'm going to get there. This is so fascinating. So you are dealing with two people here. And it's almost like you need to know that one person has good intentions and the other person is kind of like an entitled ass. Really, rulership without restraint. So this person shows no restraint, or they perhaps do what they do for the feeling of entitlement. Abuse of authority, dictatorial control. And then, but the other one is a talent for creating and supporting life, a positive guiding light within a tribal unit. And it, to me, reflects this person. Capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. Willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. Whereas this person is really about personal gain. They're entitled. They feel entitled. They function on a level of entitlement. So here, you're like this cute little, woohoo, what's going on today, guys? You know, the beautiful little light of Aquarius. The world is just expansive with possibilities. And yet you are sort of like this divine little character. You're this divine little character because it says right here, suggests a special connection with the divine. But the shadow attribute you got right now is allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, romantic delusions. So, I don't know if you have romantic delusions. Maybe you do. It says you might. And then you have allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, like an idea. And then you have two people here that can rule, that have a capacity to lead. One of them will lead without regard for their own personal gain. The other person will lead without any sort of restraint, with a feeling of entitlement. Is this not a fascinating reading, Aquarius? And again, here, I can't go over it enough. You literally like have two people you're dealing with, and maybe you've shown an allegiance or an alignment with the wrong one. I don't know. Oh God, that sounded loud. Sorry. So let's pull out, I'm going to pull out one card for each one of these cards. So we're going to look at your shadow and your light. Okay, now this night reminds me kind of, I don't know why, maybe because of all the blue. I don't know if that is water. No, I guess it's grass, but it's just the whole painting is kind of blue. It reminds me of like water. So it reminds me of the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups can be sort of like, I don't know, just kind of romantic and philosophical, innocent, and you have that. So maybe you're not observing, you're not in alignment with bad stuff. Realizing is not good. Gosh, look at the shadow of this divine child. An inability to defend oneself against negative forces. I don't want to say, because it's not showing up as your shadow, but it might be sort of like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, look at you got the knife. You got the Knight of Cups with this knight that I just said is like the Knight of Cups. Just a second. Let me finish my thought here. It's like, oh God, what is the word for it? Like if you have a sickness or something. It's not that you have a sickness. And then, is it the symptom? It's like the symptom? The symptom of whatever. It's sort of like that. So let's say you have a bad cold. So the cold itself isn't that, you know, you got like bags under your eyes and your nose is runny and your sinuses are congested. Those are the symptoms of the cold. The cold is the virus inside you, and the symptoms are actually your body getting rid of them. So I almost feel like the shadow, because you are sort of like this innocent purity, redemption, you've been redeemed, you've redeemed yourself. And it suggests that you have a special connection with divine, beautiful light. What's attracted to light is dark. So, but you have an inability, not that you have an inability to defend yourself against negative forces, but I feel like there has maybe some negative stuff might be kind of attracted to your energy. Because you're coming out like, ooh la la, the world is great. What can we do today? Just saying, Capricorn. You might like just be like so excited about life and the possibilities, and that is, did I say Capricorn? Aquarius. See, I feel like it's so weird how that is kind of coming through. Because it got that. It's not that it's the same message, but you might both take something from one another's messages today. Like the whole storyline kind of comes in. And isn't it funny, because I'm sitting here and look what's sitting here. It's staring at me on my little shelf for when I do my live tomorrow. Okay, what's the for your light attribute? You're this innocence and purity. You are redemption. But you might also be seen, like, because you yourself are sort of coming out as this really beautiful divine little light. Maybe that you kind of think everyone else is too. Oh, yeah, you're looking really good. Jeez, you're looking like so hot. You be careful. Be careful out there, Aquarius. You are like fine. You're looking fine. And the honey is drawing in the bees. Could be some flies. There could be some flies coming in with that. You are looking fine. You are connected to divine. This is a very divinely connected card. And she also has a symbol of Pisces across her chest. So very, very intuitive. Very intuitive. I do want to say, like, if these are your two energies, you are so smoking hot right now. Like, you are like sexy. You're romantic. You kind of like it all going on. But you just be careful. All right. So let's look at your... I swear, there's two people here. There's a light. There's the light person. No, wow. Okay, I'm looking at the shadow attribute, and I don't like. I really feel like this person is the opposite. It's a selling insights to the highest bidder. compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. I feel like this person, they would tell you straight up, you don't look good in that outfit. Like, they won't compromise. They won't paint a pretty picture for you when a pretty picture shouldn't be painted. Where this person is like, yeah, I'm entitled and I can get whatever I want and I will rule without restraint. You want a pretty picture? I'll paint you a pretty picture, honey. I just feel like, okay. I just, you know what, it's fun. I mean, I don't get out much right now, so it's my entertainment. And whether it resonates or not for you, it's got to be entertaining. I'd be like, come on, who's going to say that you don't look fine? Look fine. The Six of Pentacles, my gosh, this person is all about equal give and take and balance and equality. Should we dare see what this shadow person is about? Whoa, the Empress. Now that's interesting. I'm only going to say, because I swear to goodness gracious, if this is resonating with you, you might want to check out the Capricorn reading, and I will only give you a hint of a tidbit. In the extended, there's a player. There is a player. And I can't help but wonder what you got going on here. That you could be dealing with people that they got an Empress already. You know, they're not gonna. My goodness. But this person also sits very pretty. This person sits very pretty. They sit with a lot of abundance around them. There could be that sense of entitlement. Because this is a shadow. There's a shadow here. This person is shadowy. But they sure look fine. They look nice. They look like they got a lot to offer. They have a lot of abundance. They could have a partner. Or they could be having their cake and eating it too. Or they could be, you know, dipping their toe in 2 different ponds of water here. I don't know. This is the bottom. Ooh, the Ace of Wands. Ooh. The Ace of Wands, the bottom. All right, we are going to clarify because there's still much to know. But those are really fun energies, Aquarius. Where's this going? What's this all about? What's Aquarius? This is so hilarious. Every time I do that, I get 3 cards flying out. Wow. And they really, I feel like, don't talk about this. There's nothing to do with them. Whatever came out, the way it flew over here, this is all for you. It's all what you got to know. Be bold and make the first move. Cardinal Moon. It's time to release negativity. Full Moon in Scorpio. And your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. This is very cryptic. Well, how do you make the first move? Because it sounds like you're being told. Because knights move forward, like knights make moves. Knights move forward. But this is showing up as a shadow. So maybe you make the first move, but make it like this. I own this shit. Like that. Not like, hi, how are you? What a beautiful day. You walk in, you own that shit, man. You own it. That's how you're supposed to make the first move. You own it, and like, she's not moving on. She is not moving nowhere. She knows her power, and she knows she could go like, you can't even catch me, baby. If I was going, you couldn't even catch me. But I sit here because I don't need to move, do nothing. That is what you need to do, Aquarius. Because your shadow is too, don't go there. You own your fire, and it's time to release negativity. So interesting. Well, I wanted to go to the shadow. So maybe if you're aligning yourself with something that's incorrect, and any romantic delusions that you have. I don't know if that's easy, because Aquarius is very sort of... Get rid of that. because what's interesting is because the light on this side is someone that I feel like would not, you know what? They would just tell you, that's not good. You don't look good in that. That, I don't think that's good for you. You got to think about it. Be practical. Kind of feels like that. So maybe align yourself with more practical people. And then your commitment is being tested. I feel like whenever this card comes up for me, well, there's different ways that it can come out, but, well, there's kind of two. So one of them, I'll focus on that one that I'm getting with this, is that sometimes I feel like that commitment is about yourself. How committed are you to you? Because you're coming up pretty strong here. You don't need to be, I don't know what this is. You're coming out really strong. You could fly to whatever you want, but you don't need to. You just sit there. Because like I said, the bees are coming to the honey, Aqua Baby. The bees are coming to the honey, but there's probably going to be the odd fly too. Or maybe if you're kind of wafting, your pheromones, I don't know, you're wafting them out. Like, don't even do that. Don't even do that because it's bringing in flies. Your commitment is... These are so bad. I'm telling you, I'm really just getting into the nitty gritty with this new reading style. You got at the bottom, don't let pride get in your way. Okay, well, don't be arrogant too. This is coming from an Aries. I'm like, yeah, you got it, man. You got it. You need to do nothing. So yeah, don't take it too far. Oh, see, that's where you probably need sort of like this. Don't take it too far. It's too much now. Let's clarify, shall we? I'm really curious about this with the Empress coming out. I mean, this is the shadow. This is a shadow person. It could also be two elements of someone you're dealing with. Maybe on one, and that was strong in Capricorn. Maybe on one element of life, they're just so wonderful. And the other element, they're just a kind of person you should probably report to the police. Well, maybe. Sometimes the cards can be excessive with energy. But this is funny that it's kind of a similar message. All right, tell us about this shadow person and the Empress. The Wheel, the Two of Wands, and the King of Swords. This person's cold as shit. I know that's like, you could say, well, that's your energy. I'm not reading that at all. I feel like it's cold. This person is cold. They might look like warm, like a warm, abundant haven of some sort. But they have excessive feelings of entitlement. And they kind of rule without restraint. Maybe they feel like they can get away with things that other people can't. That could be. They kind of feel like they can get away with things that other people can't. Maybe they have connections with this entitlement. And the Wheel and the Two of Wands. Yeah, like this person is looking for a change. They're wondering what could be out there. I'm looking for a change. I need something new. This one's kind of becoming boring. I need something new. But the King of Swords, you're not going to get any feelings or emotions out of that. And it's funny, you got the King of Swords with the King. Now this one too, like this is nice warm colors. But let's be practical. Let's dot all our I's and cross all our T's here. Let's be practical. So what is this light attributed person in the Six of Pentacles? The Eight of Wands and the Five of Wands. So this person will fight. This person, if movement calls them to move, I won't say they will fight. They will perhaps move. They will move towards conflict. They will move towards conflict. What's that all about? They will move towards conflict. They will communicate towards conflict. If there's a conflict here, they'll say something. That sounds like that. If there's a conflict here, they would say something. Because they won't mince it. They're not going to mince it. They're not going to compromise their vision to make it more acceptable. That's cool. What is this? Can you give us any more information about this? The Knight of Pentacles, yeah, like, you know what? There's going to be a plan. It's going to come forward. It's going to have success. We will push through the conflict and we will come out on the other side even and steady. You, look at you. You're just you're just like bubbling over with, like, ooh, life is so exciting. I'm getting hungry, actually. These readings are making me hungry. To watch the time too. My mom is coming. It's her birthday tomorrow. So my mom is coming. Yes. I don't care who knows. Well, you know, the vaccinations and all that stuff. And she's all by herself and it's her birthday, so she's coming here. So anyway, so you've got, let's look at your knights. Your 2 knights. Like the knight and the Knight of Cups. The King of Cups. See, look at you. You do. You have like, it's almost as if you have just like so much inside and you want to expand it. You want to grow it. You want to share it. Keep it. Okay. So that's also telling me you just keep that. Just keep that inside. Don't you share that with no one. Because the King of Cups doesn't really share all those feelings. And see, this is the difference here. This person is being cold and analytical. Calculating, where you've got like a lot of feelings and emotions inside. I don't know, I feel like someone's coming out and saying don't be sharing that, or don't move forward in that way, right? Because be bold and make the first move. But I'm hearing, because this is coming up as your light and this is coming up as your shadow, your first move is I don't need to move, honey. Stuff like that. Okay, so Child Divine and the Queen of Wands. You are the sun. I hope you all aren't going to walk away from this being like really arrogant and puffed up on yourself. The sun. Like, you know, the sun rules the universe. Well, not the universe. Yeah, no. Our solar system, that's the word I'm looking for. It does. Well, I guess the suns do in all sorts of different ways and throughout the universe, but so you're really harnessing some intense, wonderful, expansive energy. It's probably really important that you don't be off sharing that. Well, you gotta do what you want. I just feel like there's someone over here who would actually, well, I don't know if they move towards the conflict. I think that they would not hesitate if it actually meant that there is a solid, clear plan that makes stability moving forward. I mean, they got the 6 of Pentacles too. They will evenly give and take. They will not play favorites. They will not do any of that. But this person is using their feelings of entitlement and ruling without restraint. Like, I'm the king. Look at me. I want that. Yeah, like it could be like that. But I'm just bored with the queen that I have right now. What do we have? Do we have anything else? I'm being really sassy because I just feel like this is a very sassy reading. You are very sassy with your energy you have here. You're really connected into the divine. It's kind of beautiful. And you're probably glowing. Probably like a glow up with the sun. I just realized there's a little kid on the horse. Like a little kid. You're like a little kid right now. Well, you know what? You always have to say. I was talking to... Yeah, I'm kind of finished, so I'll tell you my little story. Oh, you got the Ace of Wands on the bottom again. Yeah, might be making people excited. You just be careful. Yeah, I was talking to... it was Monday. I went for a walk with my friend. She's an Aries too. She's got like 4 kids, so I don't know how she does it. God bless her. Once you're outnumbered, I was sat in her backyard and we talked for a little while, and she was telling me about there's a couple families in the neighborhood that don't really seem to pay attention to where their kids are. She's yeah, everyone has different parenting styles, but I don't know. You know, like she was talking about, and that's what I'm bringing this out. This child, because in some level there should be protection around a child, because there are creeps out there. And there was a little girl like across the street or something like that. And what did she say? She was in kindergarten at the time, so I think she was 5, so she's like maybe senior kindergarten. And she came over and she introduced herself to my friend, who's a mom, and she wanted to know if she could play. Well, I don't know your parents, honey. Like, I don't think that's right. They should know me before you come over to my house. And then she said, well, can I swim in your pool? She has a pool in her backyard. And again, she said, I think you should ask your parents because, I mean, it's fine with me, but they don't know me. So she went away to her house and she came back with a towel. So I guess that was the permission. But anyway, she was saying, like, she was in my house till 10 o'clock at night. And this started at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, who just lets their 5-year-old, you don't even know who this person is, and you go, yeah, you go play with them, you go swim in there. Like, some of the people on this planet, so we were just talking about that. There's got a few around her, and she lives in a very, like, you know, nice neighborhood, kind of affluent. It doesn't matter, you know. Well, here you go. There's that entitlement. It just doesn't matter sometimes. Like, you know, it doesn't make anybody any better or any better at parenting. And then there's another one. So yeah, this little girl is wandering around the streets by herself all the time. And you're like, you know, there's creeps out there. And they're so easy to pick up, little people. And then there's another one. I think she's 6. She's 6 and she rides her bike like for hours and hours up and down the street all by herself. And my friend thought, well, I guess the parents are keeping an eye out. They know. But they live down in the court and she's riding up and down. It's a more busy street. Like there's all sorts of people driving through there. Because it also, you can use that way to get to the community center. So who knows who's driving through there. And I think again, it was like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And I think this child had wandered into her backyard too. She's like a haven for all these abandoned children. And she knows the parents, so at least in that case, she does know the parents. So they came by late at night, and she said, "Oh, we figured she was here because her bike was on your lawn." So they really had no idea. They went out to look for her hours later. So just, you know, I don't know, maybe this is just the universe saying, it's kind of being like that parent, the one who actually watches and knows where their kid is, because we both agreed, my God. When mine was that age, I was always peeking out the window. If 20 minutes had gone by and didn't know where they were, even they were in the court. I don't know. Someone, yeah. So maybe it's just the universe. You're connected to divine. So just be careful. Just be careful out there right now. So that's my story. I'm going to go do your extended. I'm getting hungry too. I got to eat. I'm going to go do your extended and see what else you need to know about this. This is already a lot of useful information, hopefully, for you. There you go, Aquarius. Thank you so much. Until next time, do be gentle and careful with yourself. Bye.